Everybody, Manny Talabear here. I want to welcome you all back to Seven Figure Climbing. We're on day 76 now. And what I thought I would do is just kind of share a few time management hacks with you. We talked a lot about productivity and the morning challenge and all of those things. And like I said, in the past, I don't really buy into the morning rituals or anything like that. I think it's smoke and mirrors. I think you've got to be willing to just get up and do the work. I think that what's interesting about morning rituals is a lot of morning rituals don't have anything to do with doing the work. And I think it is a sideshow for people to think that if I drink orange juice instead of a Pepsi in the morning, or if I eat scrambled eggs every day, like some other guru did, that I'm going to be successful. And I just don't buy into any of that. And the thing is, what you got to do is you got to find the thing that works for you and do it. But the main thing, like my deal is, I don't really care about a person's morning routine unless they're showing me the morning routine of the doing of the work and what that looks like. And I think that's like the real value. But I thought I would just give you all some insights on a few time management tricks that I've learned. And little hinges swing big doors. You can get a lot done in a lot less time if you do some things. And I've learned a lot of this from Dan Kennedy. As a matter of fact, there are a number of Dan Kennedy. I mean, there's a ton of Dan Kennedy videos, but there's some Dan Kennedy walkthroughs of his office. I think on the Russell Brunson owns the No BS Inner Circle now. And so if you go into magnetic marketing, there is a walkthrough of Dan's place, his office, and you can learn a lot just by the way the environment that he creates for himself. And I think environment is really, really, really important. Dan doesn't, he's not tied to the internet. There's no internet cords in the basement. There's where he works. His whole office is pretty much disconnected from the internet for the most part. He is time blocking, and I think time blocking is important. And time blocking is essentially saying, I'm going to work on this project from this time to this time. And I'll be honest with you, I like time blocking, but my deal is I'm going to work on this project from to a certain point of completion. And so because I'm a little bit slower on getting things done, I'm more focused on getting them done than actually working on something for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. And if I was much quicker, and I've gotten a little bit more proficient about building funnels, I could probably give myself a time management budget on building the funnels. But what I like to do is say, I'm going to start on this funnel, and I'm going to build the whole funnel out, including the opt-in page, the offer page, all of the videos, the file, and I've got a checklist that I use when I'm building a funnel, and I basically pull that checklist and go straight down it. And so what I tend to try and do is work things to completion from beginning to end. But I think that if you'll do that, if you disconnect from the internet, even if you're only willing to do it for an hour or 90 minutes at a time, I think, like if you start out with 30 minutes and say, I'm not going to look at Facebook or YouTube or any of that for 30 minutes, and then you can get it to 60 and then 90 minutes, I think though that is really, really valuable. Another really, really good one is the 50 minutes and 10. So I think I've got a timer here. Yeah, I've still got it. I'll grab it real quick. I got a timer here, and this works really, really well too. And so I can actually just put 50 minutes into this and say I'm going to work on something for 50 minutes, and I'm not going to take a break for at least 50 minutes. And then when the thing goes off, take a break for 10 minutes and then go back to work. And so the 50s and 10s work really, really well. But this is the thing. You got to set the timer on the 10 also, because if you work 50 minutes and then take 10 minutes off, but you don't set the timer, you'll get on Facebook or on YouTube, and what you'll do is you'll lose 2 hours. And so you set the timer for the 50, and then you set the timer for the 10. And what I like doing is when I do this, see if I can get 450 minutes in 4 hours, and see if I can really do that several times a week. And I tell you, putting in 50 minutes 4 times, 4 hours, which is essentially 4 hours a day. If you look at the 50 and the 10, you'll get a lot more done than most CEOs even get done. And what's interesting is you can continue to up this to 5 hours and 6 hours and 8 hours. And I'll be honest with you, I literally work all of the hours. Now, some of the hours I am going through content and I'm doing some things. And so, like, I think I talked about it in a past video, but what to do when you can't do what you want to do, or what do when you're just like, you're spent or you have no energy. Like, I got to have a certain amount of energy to do these videos, but if I don't have the energy and I'm just completely out, what I will do is I will probably start going through Frank Kern content, Frank Kern courses, or Frank Kern videos on YouTube. YouTube videos are very, very good. Content's probably a little bit better. There are a number of content programs that I'm going through of his right now. The email course. I'm going back to the Millionaire Marketing Formulas he did with Brandon Burchard, and then the what's the other one? There's 3 that I've been focusing on, and the copywriting course that's included in the email. And the copywriting course is excellent. I mean, you probably can't get better than that. And so, so time management hacks, 50 minutes and 10. Try and focus on 50 minutes and 10, if nothing else. Try to work things to completion rather than work on them for a certain amount of time. Now, this is the other thing too. Even if you're going to work something to completion, I still document how long it takes. And I document how long it takes because I want to get better and better and better at that thing. And so I'm not very good at copywriting. That takes a lot of energy and a lot of time for me. So what I'm doing is I'm constantly measuring how I can improve on that as far as the speed and productivity. But like I said, when you take the breaks, set the timer for the break. Don't just take the break. And like I said, just try and work things to completion, and then find the things that work for you. And then the other thing, and I'll be honest with you, I think it's as important as anything, what you do when you can't do what you want to do. Like when I'm too sick, or like I'm going to lose my voice in about 3 or 4 videos, and I'm going to be cooked. I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. And so what you do when you can't do what you want to do, I think it's extremely important. But what's great is I choose to really study the craft. So study marketing, study mindset, study strategy, study copywriting, study the new people coming into the space, as well as a lot of the old people in the space. I still study a lot of Dan Kennedy and Frank Kern to this day. I mean, I'm still a huge Dan Kennedy fan, and so that's kind of what I do. But I thought I'd give you some insights. We appreciate you watching. I'll see you all on the next video, and thanks a lot.